Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead. Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show, and that, my peoples, so it makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check out the chat, because it seems to be jumping already. That's what I'm talking about. Cornelius Squall, what up, Shawn? And Sports Zoners, the playoff march continues Sunday. Let's go! Levette Lee's checking in. Good morning, mama. Says, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday to you too, Levette. Oh, man. Plankster is in the house. Let's go. Happy Friday morning, Shawn, brother. Cornelius, Levette, bear down. Oh, brother Cornelius, there you go. Nice. So let's beat the Vikes. FMV, the Minnesota Vikings. Nice. Okay, cool. Cool, Steve-O. Mr. Southside himself, Michelle Walls in the house. What up? Says, yo, Junior, Plankster, Miss Vet, and Courtney, salute. Bear down. Oh, that wasn't his first post. His first post was, woohoo. Oh, what's up on a Mickey Ficky, TGIF, bear down, FGB. Yes. Listen, guys, for those of you who don't know, SportsZoneChicago.com is live. You should know it because I told you it went live earlier this week. You guys have had a chance to go on it, check it out, order your swag on there. But I'll make it a public announcement on social media today. So it went live for everybody. So you guys had about a week, about 5 days pre-screening, advanced screening, so to speak. So head over there, grab your Sports Zone Chicago swag. Want to see you rocking it, man. I want to see you rocking it at Bears games, at our viewing parties, out and about. Rock it, baby. rock it and tell people where you got it from. SportsZoneChicago.com. I appreciate it greatly. And listen, we got a great show, man. We got to get cracking, boy, because it's woo. So we got a couple guests today. We got a new one today. My guy at 9:30, so at the bottom of the hour, we got to hustle. Tyler Forness, right? He is the Minnesota Vikings writer for A to Z Sports. He's going to join us at 9:30. And then one of the smoke fellas, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Damani Pugh, Lucky Lefty, is going to join us at 10, talking Bears-Vikings as well, but from a Bears perspective. So we got a full show, and I'm fired up. Let's get it crack-a-lacking with you guys, man. I really, really am. It's a great. Where are you at? No. Well, let's check it out, because believe it or not, we don't have very many top of the morning topics. We do have some, so let's get it crack-a-lack. You know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's go. Which way do we go? Let's see. It was a weird week because nobody played the last 2 days. It was crazy. That was real crazy. We got Bulls and Hawks, and both teams didn't play for 2 days in a row. That's odd. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But here we go. We'll start here. Well, let's give everyone a reminder. First and foremost, guys, reminder for Sunday. Sunday. Sports Zone Chicago Bears watch party and daytime event. Make sure you head over there. Branding Iron, 7036 South Harlem in Bridgeview. It's literally right across the street from the other side of the street of Chicago. All right, it's going to be a phenomenal time. A live pre, half, and post-game show. Swag giveaways throughout the game. But we're also going to have merchandise for sale there. So we're not going to raffle off as much stuff this time as we did last time. Then they have a great game day special. A great game day special. $48 gives you an open bar, beer and well drinks, tap and well drinks. And then it gives you a small order of nachos plus an entree. Either an order of ribs or an order of wings. One or the other. So for $48, you cannot beat that with a stick. Okay? You cannot beat it with a stick. It's going to be one heck of a time. I'm telling you. You're going to want to make sure that you're there. We had a great time last time. We're going to have a great time this time. That, my peoples, I can promise you. I don't know a lot about a lot, but that, my peoples, I can promise you. It's going to be one heck of a time. And after the Bears open a can of whoop ass on the Vikings, it's a revenge game. After we handle that business, we're gonna get a crack-a-lackin', baby. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. If you never party with me, whew, I don't know what to tell you. Get ready. Get ready. I know you got work on Monday, but that's okay. Who cares? Who cares? All right, here we go. We got so due to the lack of here we go. The first top of the morning topic: Major League Baseball. they announced their MVPs for the year. And for the National League, shocker, Shohei Ohtani was named the National League MVP. It is his 4th MVP in unanimous decision. It's crazy. He's won 4 MVP awards, and all 4 have been unanimous. This guy is just... he is something to see. Now, don't get me wrong, he didn't show up on the biggest stage in the World Series, which would have been great. But, man, the NLCS or the divisional series to get to the NLCS where he pitched 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. Yeah, that's some work right there. That's some work. That is some work. Hats off to him. This dude he's a unicorn. My man, King Booker World checking in. What's up, Papa? I said salute everyone. And Shawn. Yes. I say hi to Junior already. I think I did. I think Junior was up. I guess Junior doesn't say hi to me. Oh, there you go. There you go. My man, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. says, Shawn! Man, Junior will be up there tomorrow. Jenny Holmes' 50th up in Schiller Park. I'm heading up that way. So, but anyway, keep it moving. Next top of the morning topic. The American League MVP. All rise. Aaron Judge from the New York Yankees was named the AL MVP. He beat out Carl, goodness gracious, it just eluded me. It's his 3rd MVP. He beat out Carl Raleigh from the Mariners with 17 votes to 13 votes for the switch hitting catcher Raleigh. The Judge, he is the 4th 3-time Yankees MVP. To go along with names like this. This is the company that the Judge is in. Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, and Mickey Mantle are the other 3 Yankees who are 3-time MVP winners. And now the 4th joining them is the Judge. All rise. The Judge is huge. He's 6'7". Yeah. So great stuff for the Judge. Congratulations to Aaron Judge. And the next top of the morning topic. Bears. Yes, baby. Bears traveled the land of 1,000 lakes up to Minnesota to play the Minnesota Vikings. Team we faced in week 1. The team we let them off the hook in week 1. Kickoff is at noon Central Time. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 AM. You know, this it's a big week. It's a big game. And I would say that the majority of the games from here on out are big for a lot of reasons. And I'm not worried about the playoffs. All right? I'm not. Either make it or we don't. Okay? Either we make it or we don't. This year was the development / redshirt year for this team. And I'm not worried about if we make the playoffs, great. I think we will make the playoffs. And here's the funny part. If the Bears are able to handle business, Bears can stand on business on Sunday and beat the Minnesota Vikings, okay, if they can do that, well, then you might want to pay attention to Sunday night. You might want to pay attention to Sunday night. Because Sunday night, the Lions are at the Eagles. You might want to pay attention to Sunday night. If the Bears win and the Lions fall short to the team with the best record in the NFC, it's conceivable. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's conceivable. If those things go right, then what will happen, if those things fall into place, the Bears will be atop the the NFC North alone. Who the hell would have thunk it? Fly, Eagles, fly is all I got to say. We got to handle business here first. We got to handle business here, or actually in Minnesota first, and then we can watch that. Then it's fly, Eagles, fly. But who would have thunk it? Week 11. Okay, week 11 this year, that the Bears had a chance to be the sole owners, to have sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Who'd have thunk it? Kim Booker, why is he wearing an oven mitt? It's a sliding glove. Sliding mitt. That's what it was. He's talking about Aaron Judge. Although I think you knew that. You're just being funny. But how crazy is that? Think about that, folks. If I would have told you week 11 that the Bears had a chance, so you're telling me there's a chance, that there was a chance that the Bears could be, after week 11, the Bears would have sole possession of first place in the NFC North, most of us, if not all of us, would not have believed it. Would not have believed it. But we got to go handle business. And if we do, then it's fly, Eagles, fly. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome, for the first time, from A to Z Sports, Tyler Forness. He's up in Minnesota. He covers the Vikings for A to Z Sports. We're going to get a Viking perspective. We're going to see what they're talking about. All right, they got some people back. Jordan Addison, Harrison. I was going to say Harrison Ford. They got the fugitive back. Yeah, that's sure. Oh, Harrison Smith. And Harrison Ford. They got them both back. Kovacic. Oh, we're going to get a Minnesota perspective. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Fake to Swift. Williams lofts one. He's got Loveland. Colston Loveland to the 30 on a gain of 19.
He's been under pressure at a really high rate the entire game. He's done a nice job avoiding sacks.
3rd and 10, given time. Thibodeau's looming again. Thibodeau still chasing. Threads one through for Loveland. Giants bring an extra man. It's picked up. Williams flushed. Williams room to run. There goes Caleb Williams. There goes Caleb Williams. 1st and goal, Chicago.
In the 4th quarter, he's been great on this drive.
Clock line's under 4. End zone wide open. Odunze for the Bears touchdown. And Chicago not finished yet.
All game, especially on that possession, they couldn't get him down, and he caps it off to Rome Odunze, who's had a great game today, following a pretty quiet one a week.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears, baby, on the lakefront on Sunday. Handling business. Coming back. Caleb putting his Superman cape on. We escaped. We snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. When usually for the Bears, it's the other way around. We usually snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And that's very it was really fun. It was really fun for us to finally be on the other side of that. You know what I mean? It's for being on that side the wrong side of that so long. It's I can't really tell you. It's a really, really, really cool feeling. But I'm going to bring on my next guest, my first guest today. He's from A to Z Sports. He covers the Minnesota Vikings for them. Or you can find him on Twitter at @TheRealForno. Guys, let's welcome to Shawn Sierra Sports, Tyler Forness. Tyler, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good morning.
Shawn, I'm doing great. How are you today?
I am wonderful, my man. I am wonderful. Thank you for asking. Rematch. You guys got the best of us. Our hometown guy, J.J. McCarthy, did us in week 1. Not a full complement of weapons. Jordan Addison was out, all right, serving a suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison not Harrison Ford, but Harrison Smith. Maybe Harrison Ford wasn't there either. I don't think he was there on the first game either, but Harrison Smith wasn't playing. And you guys got us. Talk about this. Talk to me about this rematch. What do you see different? Because we're going to be in Minnesota this time. It's going to be a very, very hostile environment.
Yeah, it will be. What's really different is the fact that we've now got 4 games on JJ McCarthy, and we're finally starting to see what the real strengths and issues are with his game at this very moment. One of the big things that's really positive about him is he's got everything between the ears. He's reading things really well. He's doing things at a high level when it comes to operating at the line of scrimmage, but his processing still quite isn't as fast as you'd want it to be, which is pretty normal for a first-year starting quarterback. He's just adjusting to the speed of the game and some of those processing decisions. If you're a quarter second off, that can be the difference between a big gain or even a turnover. So he's still trying to speed that up. But the big thing here with McCarthy is his mechanics are just a little wonky. He's sailing guys that are just wide open. He's not throwing very well on the move. It's just because his eyes and feet are just not aligned right now. And that's probably not going to change until at the very earliest this offseason, because it's incredibly hard to work on mechanics during the season when you have to game plan, when you have to do installs on plays. You're not spending an hour of your hour and a half, 2 hour practice doing mechanical stuff. So he's going to be a little inconsistent from that perspective. And I think that's honestly the biggest difference is we just know about McCarthy. He had the 3 really rough quarters, and then he looked like a Hall of Famer in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a kind of performance that's going to be that different from McCarthy. It's going to be a little bit more balanced. He's done really well early on in games since that week 1 matchup that we had. But one of the big things is it's almost like he's got a caffeine drip where, like, when I was in high school, 16-year-olds would just pound like 3 monsters. First one, they'd be all right, but by the third one, they're just bouncing off the walls and they're just going bonkers. McCarthy almost gets himself too amped up, and he just needs to take a chill pill and calm down. So if he can just kind of harness that and figure it out over the course of a game, I think he can be a pretty good quarterback. But that inconsistency, I think, might be the thing that decides the game either for or against the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, you talked about him being fired up and wired. I think Kevin O'Connell, who I think is one of the best offensive minds in the game, JJ McCarthy is very fortunate to have been drafted by that organization and work with him. I think he's going to kind of help ease his hyperness. All right, the dual-headed monster that you guys have at running back is probably going to be utilized a lot. Talk to me about how you think they're going to use Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, because that's a huge part in keeping JJ McCarthy out of second and longs, third and longs, where a young quarterback and first-year starting quarterback, can usually get into a lot of problems with those long down and distances. And I think, talk to me about how using Aaron Jones and Mason are going to help. How we're going to help out on Sunday.
So it's the run game in Minnesota is really interesting. They were averaging over 6 yards a carry against the Ravens, but outside of neutral game script situations where they were either having to deal with the clock or being down by 14 points, they didn't run the ball nearly as much as you would think. Some of that has to do with the fact that JJ McCarthy on each and every play is given 2 plays in his helmet. And when you see him yell, can, he's going like this, he's changing the play based on what he's seeing on defense, and that's taking away a lot of those run plays. When you do run the football, the Vikings offensive line can get movement. They just run duo, and they just run right at you, and they can get you for 8 to 10, 12 yards. Aaron Jones, his burst has really been an impactful thing for this Minnesota Vikings run game. Jordan Mason,
remind us, you remember it from Green Bay.
Hey, at 31, that burst hasn't gone away. He's still as fragile as he used to be. And that's honestly the biggest concern with the run game is Jones just does not stay healthy. Jordan Mason has been good, but he does not have the speed to really break things outside. He's got to be a between the tackles kind of slasher. He does that really cool thing where it's almost like he's a slalom skier where his legs will be almost parallel with the ground while he's running, but he just tries to bounce stuff out too much and guys are just eating him up. So if he can keep it moving forward, then I think we can see a lot from this run game. But one of the big things is they just don't call a lot. But when the Vikings have a lead, they run the ball a lot. Their run rate is significantly higher when they have the lead, which it should be for almost every other team. But when the Vikings are down at any point, Kevin O'Connell defaults to the pass. And some of that is he's doing a lot more screens. He's throwing like those smoke screens to Justin Jefferson. Had one against the Ravens that got like 15 yards because they decided to play 10 yards off him. He's like, okay, we'll take 3 yards. That sounds great. And I don't think people equate that to what is considered a run game. But Kevin O'Connell talked on Wednesday. He's like, yeah, we consider that part of our run game. And it may not look so on the stat sheet, but that's how we do it internally. So the run game itself might look a little odd come Sunday afternoon because they do a lot of those little smoke screens and they try to just get the ball out in unique ways. But when those running backs have the ball, as long as they're going vertically instead of horizontally, I think this run game can do a lot of damage. It's just going to be fascinating to see how much it's actually used because that's been a huge talking point here in Minnesota.
Well, guys, we're joined by Tyler Forness. He's a Vikings writer for A to Z Sports. We're talking Bears-Vikings here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. You guys have a decent run game. We've been having issues stopping the run, even with our big guy back in the middle. Our second round pickup from a couple years ago, Gervondextersr hasn't really lived up to that billing. As I said, we had a run stopper, Andrew Billings. We have our linebackers might be out. One of our linebackers, TJ Machine, might be out, and Noah Sewell could be in. Do you think with TJ Edwards most likely being out, and you think they're going to try and attack or use the ground game, establish the ground game a lot sooner and for most of the game, because that is a spot where we're kind of weak right now?
In theory, that's exactly what they should do, right? I'm a big Gervon fan. I've grown up a Florida Gator fan. I followed his career since he got to Gainesville. Good football player. Weird football player. You don't see a lot of 6'6" nose tackles, but the dude is just a baller.
Yep.
I think they're going to try and run the football, obviously. But the one thing that I keep circling back to is the quick pressure percentage by the Bears is the worst in the National Football League.
Yes, it is.
Because of that, and then you have your linebacker problem, I think this might be the TJ Hawkinson game, meaning they may just want to pepper choice routes over the middle of the field, put Noah Sewell in a bind. Hey, TJ, just run 5 yards and then stem out, and then we'll just pepper him in. This may be how they want to choose to attack because the run game it doesn't feel like it's a priority. Now, should it be when you have a young quarterback? Yeah. But they are so high on what J.J. McCarthy can be. They believe that he's just mentally there. And the big thing is he needs to get reps. He needs to continue to play football. We can look at things like EPA per play, which have been very bad for J.J. McCarthy. But the process between the ears and how he's seeing the field and how he's making his decisions, I think, is really good. And they want to continue to build on that and continue to grow it. So I think tight end usage is going to be a big one here. Especially because I remember from his college days, Noah Sewell was just not very good out in coverage. So doing some of that, and hopefully they figure out the run game. But unless they build a lead, I'm not convinced that they're going to default to it.
Our secondary is banged up a little as well. We are, obviously our number one corner, our Pro Bowl corner, Jalen Johnson's out. They're claiming he will be back some point before the end of the season. That could be week 18. They're being big about it, as most NFL teams usually are. Kyler Gordon's coming back soon. He's our slot man, but we've got C.J. Gardner-Johnson that we signed a couple of weeks ago, who in 2 weeks has 3 sacks, a couple of TFLs, and really brought a different energy to this defense. How soon do you think they're going to start attacking downfield with Justin Jefferson, who's arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL? Him and Jamar Chase, former teammates at LSU, probably go back and forth about who's the best. And Jordan Addison, who hasn't really done much since he's got off his suspension. But how soon do you think that they're going to start attacking our depleted secondary?
Right away. And Kevin O'Connell is going to start peppering stuff in immediately. I think the first couple drives is going to see, okay, how are the Bears going to try and stop Justin Jefferson? Because that has been the focus of the organization every time they've played over the past couple of years. If the Soldier Field game in 23, they decided, 24, we're going to do everything we can to stop Jefferson. Well, then Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkins, and Aaron Jones all had 100 yards from scrimmage. So are they going to sell out to try and stop Jefferson, considering your best cornerback is Tyreek Stevenson, who has had good moments, but has been very inconsistent? Or are you just going to be like, all right, we're just going to have to man up, because if they do everything they can to stop Jefferson, well, then you're going to have TJ Hawkinson against Noah Sewell. You're going to have Jordan Addison against Nashawn Wright, who just should be able to cook him, because Wright can move vertically, he cannot move laterally. So I think figuring out what their game plan is going to be how Kevin O'Connell kind of just waits it out and sees. But I think they're going to pepper stuff over the middle of the field. They're going to pepper those intermediate routes. They're going to do some of those blaze outs. They're going to do deep outs. They're going to do dagger. And they're going to try and beat you over the top with some posts. They love running the post Addison against quarters. So figuring out how they're going to stop Jefferson, I think, is step one. And then once they figure out kind of what the general game plan is, then you're going to start seeing things funnel to different players, or Jefferson, if they're just going to kind of treat him like a normal receiver due to the personnel weaknesses on the outside without Johnson and Gordon. I think that's going to kind of be the bread and butter here. They're going to want to get McCarthy in a rhythm, and doing so just with some play action, like 5-7 step drops and just firing a pass right at the top of the drop. I think that's going to be a priority, and how they get those routes is going to be determined, I think, based on how the Bears want to attack Jefferson.
Again, guys, we're joined by Tyler Forness, Vikings writer for A to Z Sports. We're talking Bears-Vikings matchup here on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. We have a pretty good run game as well. Our running back, we're second in the NFL in rushing, but you got some new talent on the defensive side. Jonathan Allen brought over. Was it Javon Hargrave as well?
Yep.
New guys. How do you see your run defense matching up against our run offense? Because we've had last couple of games, we've been our run fits have been much better since after we had an early bye. Week 5, I think it was our bye, really early, but it allowed us to go back to the basics. And after that, our run game has catapulted us to second in the NFL. How do you think that matchup favors, or who do you think that matchup favors?
That's going to be a very interesting one, because early on, the one thing that's interesting with the Brian Flores defense is it usually takes him a few weeks to really figure out what he has. In 2023, they got absolutely torched by the Philadelphia Eagles in week 2. DeAndre Swift ran for almost 200 yards against that defense, because they just said, we're not letting Jalen Hurts beat us. You're going to have to beat us on the run. And well, then they just did.
They did.
and it took a few weeks, but then once they got in a groove and figure out how they were going to attack, then they were dominant for the majority of the season. And I think the week 1 matchup, they relied a little bit too much on their defensive linemen just winning outright. Hey, go win one-on-ones. That's why we brought you in here. We're going to get you isolated, and we want you to win. And that worked against the Bears in week 1, but it did not work as much as the season went on. And what they've started doing is they've started to take away some of those one-on-one responsibilities and slant these guys and really just attack gaps rather than attack players. And when you have a really good interior like the Bears do, that I think is going to be the easiest way to try and stop this run game. Continue those slants, attack gaps. And they have really good rush lane discipline, something that really honestly cratered them against both the Eagles and the Chargers, because Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert just torched them. They stopped Lamar Jackson. They held him to under 200 yards passing, 36 yards rushing. He did not break out any runs out. Anytime he got into space, they were disciplined, they stayed home, and they prevented Jackson from doing much of anything. I think they need to have a lot of that same discipline with this Bears team, and not just with Caleb Williams, but also DeAndre Swift. I'm not the biggest fan of DeAndre Swift, but I think he's done a really, really good job so far with Ben Johnson this season of maximizing what he's capable of. But you have to stay disciplined in your rush lanes. If you can do that and prevent him from doing a lot of the bounce outside stuff that he loves to do, I think the Vikings can be successful against this Bears rushing attack. The problem is that's a damn good offensive line that you're dealing with. I've been very, very impressed with Darnell Wright this season, who I was not high on one bit. He is just deciding to take dudes and bury them into the ground like he's the Undertaker. Just a very, very impressive season from him.
Well, Tyler, that's what happens when they draft a rookie to take your spot.
Oh, absolutely. And then they just bolstered the interior with 3 high-priced guys. But when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, that's what you got to do. You got to bolster in front of him, and it's really helped in the run game. And they're moving guys. They're making holes. The Vikings can stay disciplined, and their linebacker play has been superb so far this year. Stay disciplined. Don't get washed out. I think it can be successful. The problem is you still got to do it. And I think with some of the deception that Ben Johnson can use in the run game, I think that could end up being the difference maker for the Bears if they were to have a lot of success.
Well, we got this quarterback here who's a very polarizing figure. Not just here in Chicago, as you know, we had the Civil War here last offseason. And then, but nationally, a lot of people are giving him flack. A lot of people are criticizing him. But he's done some phenomenal things, and we've got some weapons. They got a lot of weapons in addition to the run game. We have a perennial 1,000-yard receiver in DJ Moore, who is a pure number one. We have a budding number one star in Rome Odunze, if he can stop dropping the football. We have a guy who loves the yak. He led the NCAA in yak his last year at Missouri. We got the new tight end we drafted, Colson Loveland. We have a lot of weapons for Caleb. How are your second and third levels gonna deal with our offensive weapons?
So this is gonna be a weird answer. They're not, and it's an interesting paradigm because of how this Vikings defense has been built. When Brian Flores got here, they basically just like, okay, just do what you can with what we've got. And in 2024, they decided to move on from Danielle Hunter only because he didn't fit, not because he wasn't great. And we're seeing him just have a phenomenal year with the Texans. But he fits perfectly with his style of play, with how D'Amico Ryans wants to. They bring Jonathan Grenard from the Texans, and he fits exactly what Brian Flores wants. A quick shooting defensive lineman who is one of the quickest off the ball in the NFL. He may not play, but the way they built this team is they focused on the edge rushers in 24. They focused on the defensive tackles this offseason, and they have really good rooms in both positions. That's the key. They do a lot of so-called blitzing, but most of those blitzes that are calculated, because a blitz is just 5 or more rushers. They just line up 3 defensive linemen and 2 edge rushers and send them. And they just don't mess around. They just send those guys, and it worked against the Bears in week 1. Caleb Williams, which his sack evasion improvement year over year has been phenomenal. He deserves a ton of credit. So does Ben Johnson. But that's going to be the way that they stop these receivers, getting that quick pressure. They have quick pressure on almost 30% of pass rushes, which is far and away number 1 in the league.
We're opposite end of the spectrum. You guys were at the top of the list, and we're at the bottom of the list.
And you know what? Well, I think once Dennis Allen gets a healthy unit and gets some of a little bit more of the people that he wants on that defensive line, I think that this unit is really going to thrive. But year 1 is really hard because you're always transitioning. But the Vikings, they're just going to want to get quick pressure. That's how they alleviate the pressure on their secondary. So when they play a lot of zone back there, which they play zone more than most teams, that's going to be the way that they stop these receivers. It's getting pressure on Caleb Williams, but they've also figured out how to contain in the pocket, because that's a big thing with Williams. The second he gets out of the pocket, he turns into a Superman. So can you keep him in the pocket, and can you finish? They couldn't finish in week 1. They had him dead to rights like 5 times. They got him twice. They have had Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers dead to rights, and they just can't bring him down. It's absurd. Jonathan Grenard has like 15 theoretical sacks this year. He has 4. It's been a real problem. They can't finish in the backfield, but they're getting to the quarterback. If you can't finish Caleb Williams in the backfield, that is where he will kill you. So if you want to stop these weapons for how the Vikings will approach it, it all starts with getting pressure. If Caleb Williams can hold the ball for 6 seconds, nothing else matters.
Last question before we let you go, and I really appreciate your time this morning, Tyler. Who has the advantage? Ben Johnson has been very successful against Brian Flores. Brian Flores has been very successful against Caleb Williams. This is going to be his 4th time facing Caleb Williams. 2 last year, earlier this week 1, and now this year. Do you see an advantage either way? Because now Caleb has 3 game tapes of Brian Flores defenses, pressures, disguises, things like that, and you have a guy in Ben Johnson who has been successful against Brian Flores when he's with the Lions. But those two against Brian Flores, how do you see that matchup going on Sunday?
It's so interesting that Ben Johnson just has Brian Flores' number, but Brian Flores has Caleb Williams' number. Yeah. And the first matchup was such an unknown, and we didn't really know what this was going to look like because a Ben Johnson offense is the Jared Goff special. And even though blitzing Jared Goff is the best way to beat him, he knows how to beat the blitz by just peppering it in short to guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. So we didn't know how much of that was going to be focused in with the Caleb Williams version of this offense. Well, now we have 9 games of data, and one of those came against the Vikings. So I think Ben Johnson's going to have a couple more surprises up his sleeve. But the one thing we've really been able to figure out is Caleb Williams isn't running the Jared Goff offense. This is a different beast, and both good and bad. But when it comes to facing this Brian Flores defense, Williams is not going to sit in the pocket, wait 2 seconds, and then throw the ball. That's not his game. And I know Bears receivers have struggled at times to get open in some of those like 2 to 3, 4 second windows, which is why Williams is scrambling a lot. So getting quick pressure and forcing Williams to make fast decisions in the pocket, I think is going to be the key to beat him. And this defense is predicated on, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with 1,000 cuts. You are not going to get us over the top. You are not going to beat us with explosives. If we lose by 1,000 cuts, we will lose by 1,000 cuts, and we will do it honorably. That is the theory. They're going to force Williams to throw the ball quickly, throw it short, and they're going to tackle well in the open field. And the Bears are going to have to march and earn every single yard. I think that's going to be the play. They're going to force him to play a Jared Goff offense. Can he do it consistently enough to be able to put up enough points to win? I think that's going to be the big question. And right now, especially with how these other matchups have gone, the Vikings have controlled late in the 4th quarter, all 3 of them. 2 of them, Caleb Williams was able to drive. One he tied, which is inexplicable how that game happened. The other one, it was a 3-point win. And the third one, the Vikings just dominated from start to finish. What is it going to look like in the 4th quarter this time? Is Caleb Williams going to have a chance to win the game? I don't know. But this Vikings defense is going to really make Caleb Williams play out of his comfort zone, which is not let him get comfortable running around and be Superman. And is that going to be a nail in the coffin for him? I want to find out, because he has surpassed some of my expectations. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't that high on Caleb Williams because I didn't think he could work well in structure. So I think forcing him to do what he's least comfortable with is going to be the key to victory. But he's still that talented, so he could still win. I don't really have a great read on this game either way, but I think it's going to be a really fun one for both of us to watch.
Tyler, you're echoing exactly what I've said about Caleb. If Caleb Williams can learn to be Tom Brady, and by that I mean patient, because we saw Tom Brady go down and march down the field and not throw a ball past 15 yards. All right, the Wes Welkers, the Edelmans, the Amendolas, all right, and the running backs and the Gronks, and when they're playing back, I'll take 4 to 6 yards a pass. I'll take 8 yards a pass. I'll take 3 yards a run. I'll take 7 yards a pass. I'll take 6 yards a run. And if he is patient enough, and that's my issue, can Caleb be patient enough to take what they give you? Because defenses can't take everything away. If they're going to give you the small stuff, like you said, death by 1,000 cuts. If he's patient enough, say, okay, they're giving me another slant, I'm taking a slant. They're giving me a hitch, I'm taking a hitch. If he's patient enough, this kid can have an unbelievable career, because there's going to come a point in time where you stop killing him, where you're killing him up by small cuts. Someone's going to cheat. Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna say, let me try and pick this off, and all of a sudden, boop boop. Now here's a double move. Now we go deep. Now is where Luther Burden comes, and that's my biggest issue with Caleb. When he came out, that's my issue to this day. Although I saw improvement last couple weeks. The throw in the Cincinnati game, that was from structure. That was a straight drop back We had the running back come across, pick up the blitzer, stayed in the pocket, fired it over to Colson Loveland, all right, in structure. That, to me, was progress. But if Caleb can continue to build on that and work in structure and succeed in structure, then this game's going to be – we're going to have a really good shot in this game, but his career is going to really take off. And that's what most Chicago fans have hoped for. And thank God for Ben Johnson. So last thing before we let you go, give me a prediction. What do you got, Tyler?
Yeah, I want to follow up with that Williams bit because I think what he should do is he should watch 2019 Patrick Mahomes and then watch modern day Patrick Mahomes. That growth, because Mahomes wasn't an in-structure guy really at all. He was just Superman.
No.
That's what you want to see. If you can get that, God, I'm going to hate facing the Bears 2 times a year. I'll tell you that. When I look overall at both of these teams, they both have a lot of questions. The Vikings obviously have the biggest one as a quarterback. I think nationally, JJ McCarthy is being treated a little bit unfairly, so to speak, because everybody talks about him like he's had 2 full years of starting experience. He's going into game 5. He's just been in the building, which is an advantage, of course. But he's doing everything right between the ears, and I think the rest of it's going to come around. Overall, I think the Vikings get the win here, mainly because it's at home, and this defense is still playing very good football. Even though they lost 20. I think for A to Z, I predicted, I think it was 27-24. I think it's going to be close. Both of these teams are good, but I think that quick pressure from the defense is going to end up being the difference maker.
Okay. I had something. I had 27. I had a show last night. 27-14. I think that's what I had. Yeah, I think it's what. Yep, 27-14 is what I had yesterday in the pod that I was doing yesterday. So close. So we both feel it's going to be a close game. Not too crazy, but I gotta say who I picked. But it's gonna be a heck of one. Hey, listen, Tyler, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter at The Real Forno. I also host The Real Forno Show on Vikings First and Goal, both the YouTube channel and podcast feed. Had Taylor Dahl over from Making Monsters on Second City Gridiron on the show last night, breaking down this game. And if you want a Vikings fan perspective, we've got I'm not just a fan. I cover the team on a full-time basis. So we've got all 22 breakdown. We've got in-depth discussion. Go check us out and get ready for the game on Sunday.
Great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good one. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Shawn. You too.
All righty. We're going to bear down. Guys, that's Tyler Forness from A to Z Sports, giving us a great Minnesota perspective. We're two teams that are pretty similar. Man, it's gonna be a tough one, and I cannot wait to watch this freaking game on Sunday. It's going to be fun. 2 teams that are flawed, 2 teams that are extremely talented, 2 teams that are very well coached, especially offensively and defensively. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man, one of the smoke fellas himself, Mr. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. My man, Lucky Lefty, Damani Pugh, on the other side. And we're gonna talk Bears from a Bears perspective. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books. I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Game with a concussion. Russell Wilson has taken over. Play action on the first play of this drive. Wilson chased. Montez Sweat gets there. A lot could happen in a little over 3 minutes, but just something to keep in mind down the stretch. 3rd and 7. Wilson gets sacked by Gardner Johnson. Second of the day. Home, you do not want to play for overtime, especially with this weather. Williams, a deep drop, lets it rip. He's got Burden. Luther Burden inside the 25 and still going to the 19. 26 yards for the rookie. On a windy day here. Second down, a fake, a boot. Williams running. Caleb Williams into the end zone. Did he stay in bounds? And I thought coming out of the break, Brian Burns, he bites for the fake. Right there, I thought he was going to put it on him. But watch the job. Cole Kmet turns into a blocker. He takes Tyler Nubin.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those were our boys on Sunday on the lakefront. Now they're traveling to the land of 1,000 lakes, Minnesota. Take on the Vikings. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I want to see a lot. I want to see a lot from this group. I want to see more growth. I just think there's a lot that this team can do, and I'm holding them to a higher standard. And I get it, and I'm being kind of hypocritical because I understand it's a development year. I understand it's I don't want to say redshirt year, but this year about development. But we've gotten the development that we wanted. Okay, he's not where he's going to be, and I'm talking about Caleb. This offense is not where it's going to be, but they're well on their way. And now, instead of just saying, "Oh, okay, let's try and get 8-9 wins," now we're looking at playoffs. Playoffs. I told you earlier, if we win and Fly Eagles Fly does what they can do, we wake up Monday morning with the Bears number 1 atop the NFC North. Who the hell would have thunk it? In a new year, a new coach, a new system, new players. I don't know. We're going to continue this talk with my man. He's my dude. He's from the Smoke Fellas. You can catch them every other Saturday for now. Every other Saturday on Sports Zone Chicago. You can find him on Twitter. Not very often, but you find him on Twitter at DemontePugh96335. He's Mr. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. My man, Lucky Lefty, Demonte Pugh. Luck, what's up, Papa? How are you? You're on mute. You're on mute. There you go. No, I can't hear you. We can't hear you. No volume. Damn. There we go.
Still can you hear me?
Got you. There we go. Now we're
All
good.
right.
Now we're cooking with Drees.
All right. Good morning.
Man.
Hey, Shawn, I could even add on. This is what's crazy. Add on what you just spoke about. If the Bears win and the Eagles take care of business at home, the Bears are in contention for the 1 seed in the NFC. They're still in the mix because they got to play Philly again. Like they're like a game back of the 1 seed in the NFC if they take care of business. So it's an exciting time to be a Bears fan, man. It's a super exciting time.
It really is, because of the fact that, let's not forget, this was our development year. This is the year where the transition year where everyone's learning Ben Johnson, learning the new offense, kind of getting a feel for each other. Okay, we'll be 500 or so, 8 or 9 wins. There's a chance where we can get 10 plus wins this season, and that's not hyperbole. That's not exaggeration. That's not being a homer. That is legitimately on the table. Talk to me about what you like about this offense. Caleb is still missing some receivers. All right. Open receivers. Caleb is still, however, Caleb is making throws. He's bringing us back late in games. Talk to me about this offense. Specifically, first, talk to me about the run game. How much have you liked this run game since we've evolved and made some changes from before the bye to after?
Oh, you got to love what you're seeing with the run game. The zone blocking. The line has just been exceptional. I don't think they aren't talked about enough. The offensive line. I was just reading about Jonah Jackson. He got off to a pretty rough start, but they got those first 4 games. Man, that guy's been balling. Darnell Wright looks like the guy that deserved to be drafted top 10. There was a lot of talk about should have took Jalen Carter, but that Darnell Wright starting to look like that guy. We were never worried about Joe Tooney. We were never worried about it. But even Theo Benedict, especially in the run game, struggles a little bit in the pass game. I haven't been too impressed with him there, but in the run game, and give it to the tight ends, the receivers. I think Ben Johnson's, his way of thinking, he's passed it on. He's changed the culture. No block, no rock. I mean, we seeing receivers making big blocks, and then you got Swift and Mononga just taking advantage. Mononga's been a big surprise. Swift. A lot of people have been down on Swift. I've always liked him. He's a home run threat, especially if you can get him in the open field. Like, he's a home run threat. But watching, this line get to the second level and what they've been able to do, you got to be. I mean, it's very impressive. And this week is going to be very important, especially to keep Flores' defense honest. You're going to have to you have to run the ball successfully. You're going to have to run the ball successfully. So Flores can't just pin their ears back and come after Caleb with all those confusing type blitzes he throws out there.
Kyle Mononga is the guy that I liked when they drafted him because I didn't know who he was. So after I went back and watched film on him, I'm like, okay, I like this guy. And even when I was on your show, remember a couple of times I'm like, just trust me. This guy's good. You don't got to worry about it, because remember, the running back position was in question. Like, who's after Smith?
Yeah.
I mean, DeAndre Swift. Who's after him? Roshan sucks. Like, who's after him? Like, Kyle's the dude. Yeah. He's gotten very comfortable, but more importantly, the offensive line, Caleb, and the coaching staff are comfortable with Kyle Mononga. All right. I'm excited to see. So do you think Ben Johnson is going to stay committed to that run game? Because they've had better run fits. There have been a lot clearer lanes for these running backs, especially after the bye. We saw how quick DeAndre Swift came back after Kyle Mononga ran all over the place. DeAndre Swift's like, hold on, player.
Right.
I want some carries too when I get back.
Right.
So how do you think Ben Johnson really hammers and stays committed to this run game?
I think he definitely does, just for the reason I said earlier, just to keep Flores honest with that blitz. You want to try to run the ball down the throat, get into those second and third and short, so you can kind of open up the playbook, kind of keep the defense off balance. And I know as much as Ben Johnson, it's easy to get caught up in having a flashy new toy in Caleb and just let him loose and let him run wild. But he seems to be, especially late, like now in the season, seemed like early in the season he was kind of bending the run a little too quick. But it looks like he's He's really committed. He's sticking to it. And like you said, that comes with trusting Monangai. You got your 2 backs finally. So I think he's gonna stick to it. I definitely see it. 25 to 30 carries. I think the ball they're gonna keep it on the ground. They're gonna have to pound. Just keep Caleb in the right position. You just don't want to get him in those 3rd and 15s, and where they can just come after him. That's gonna be the key to this whole thing. So he's gonna stick with the run. Ben Johnson's a smart guy.
I hope so, because I like the run, and I mentioned that the run fits at this offensive line. They Dan Rochard, the offensive line coach, they went back to the basics. They went back to the God blessed basics, and they just, I'm telling you, the way that they're combo blocking, getting to the second level, is textbook examples of how to do it. And then the running backs, it makes it a lot easier for them. So what happens once you start running the ball very well? But now we do play action. Talk to me about your comfort level with these wide receivers and this tight end. All right, Olamide had a few drops. Rome had a drop or two. DJ, you don't drop the ball when you throw it to him.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you think they're going to attack once they want to go play action. Do you think they go over the top? Do you think they go mid-range? How do you think the Bears are going to go when they go play action?
I think you're gonna see a lot of tight end, a lot of Colston Loveland, some Cole Kmet, kind of attack that middle. You don't want to. I always say take a shot. I'm always an advocate of taking shots, but don't overdo it. But don't overdo it. That middle of that field, Loveland, you got a true weapon in Colston Loveland. I mean, that young man that's a weapon. So the play action, I would love to see him get involved. I think that's the way to attack it, in the middle of that field. And then, just a handful of shots throughout the game. I want to see DJ Moore get more involved. I know, we joke about, you say he's icing DJ out. I argue, no, he's not, and we kind of go back and forth. But last week we didn't see enough of DJ. And Rome, if he's going to be the one, he can't keep dropping the ball. He can't keep dropping the ball. And it sounds like Burton's about to get more involved because Zacchaeus, is that how you pronounce his name? Zacchaeus. He had a couple of drops. Didn't have a great game. And unfortunately, when you got somebody like that sitting behind you, a talent sitting behind you waiting to play, you can't afford that games like that. I expect to see Luther Burton a lot more this week too. But my eyes on Colston Loveland. If I had to, if I'm doing my prop parlay, I'm taking Loveland over 50 this week.
Oh, snap. Over 50 yards. Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking him over 50 this week.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more about Luther Burton. That dude is a dog. I think the only other dog we got in that offense, no, let me take that back. I would have said DJ Moore, but the way you see Kyle Monangai run, the way you saw Swift running that dude over on 4th down after first contact, we got some guys now who I feel are dogs on this offense, like 8 straight dogs. And man, I want DJ to get involved more, just so everyone can see what kind of dog he is, because DJ is the man. And Luther Burton has that mindset as well. You saw in that one pass where he gets it, he turns around, puts his head down, gets about 4 or 5 more yards.
Yep.
This dude he wants to play. He's used to getting the ball. He wants to be a star. He wants to make plays, and that's what you're excited about with youngsters when they want to make plays. They want to contribute. He wants to be the kind of guy that he was at Missouri. He probably won't get to that level, but that doesn't mean you can't be a big-time contributor. And I think Luther Burton wants to be a big-time contributor to this team because he's got a skill. Dude, this dude he got purse snatching speed, dog.
Yeah.
He got that purse snatching speed. Don't let him get a move on you. Let him get a step on you, because it's gone. It's beep beep. I'm out.
Well, you see when he's back there on kickoff, they avoid him.
Yeah,
they avoid him. Like other teams know. It's definitely no secret he can do. So, and the other thing is too, and when you have so many weapons, it's going to be limited opportunities, but you have to take advantage when you get them. Yes. And so far, what I've seen with Luther Burton in the small sample size, and he does get opportunity, he makes plays. So he
targeted 4 times. He caught the ball 4 times. He's like, you throw it to me, I'm catching it.
Yeah,
because I don't get that many targets, so I'm catching everything my way.
You can't afford no drops and run a bad route, nothing crazy. You gotta take advantage when you get a chance to. When you get targeted, that ball gets thrown your way. And so far, so good. I was happy to hear Ben Johnson even mention him in his press conference this week. So I'm definitely gonna have an eye on number 10.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because he's one of those dudes. You know, he led the NCAA in yards after catch last year, and we just talked. Let him go. Hit him in stride, and let's watch that young man cook. Because that dude is going. He's going to be a very, very exciting young player for a long time to come because of his yak. We have a lot of yak monsters on this team. You got DJ, you got Rome, you got Burden, you got Colston Loveland, even Cole Kmet every so often. Like he'll get you another 4 to 6, maybe 8 yards after the catch. We got guys who know what to do with the ball when they get it. Now we just got to get it to them, and that's going to be the key. Talk to me about the other side of the ball. All right, we're down TJ Edwards, our tackling monster, but Noah Sewell has come in and played well. Not very well in coverage, but as far as against the run, Noah Sewell's played well. How do you think the Vikings are going to attack that? They're going to go. Do you think they're going to lean heavily on the run initially?
Initially, yeah, because the one thing they have to do is get J.J. McCarthy comfortable. You can't, he's been skittish at best.
Yeah.
He hasn't been consistent. So they're going to definitely try to run the ball. My concern is if they have a little success running the ball, I can see T.J. Hockenson giving us a hard time, especially with T.J. Edwards out. So that's Sewell, as good as he's been in run coverage, he's been a little in pass. Been
a lot of
yeah. And you know what? But the key to this whole thing, I need to hear some defensive lineman names called.
Yeah.
I need to hear Gervon Dexter. I need to hear Grady Jarrett. Like I hear how great a leader he is, but I need to hear those names within the game on the field. Of course, Montez Sweat is always he's supposed to be your best D lineman, but those D tackles need some more plays made out of those guys. They're gonna be a big key. And if they're playing well, it opens up for the linebackers. So Edmonds, it opens things up a lot, and it also gives you a chance to sneak in some of those C.J. Gardner slot corner blitzes and things like that. It always starts up front, though. The trenches is the main thing. I think I didn't hear them enough. I didn't hear D lineman name called enough in this last game against the Giants, and the Bengals game as well. So not just on passing downs. I mean, getting some stops behind the line. I mean, I know some penetration, causing some disruption, rushing the quarterback, making the quarterback, knock him off his timing a little bit. That's what I really want to see, and I think that's going to be the key to keeping this Vikings offense kind of intact. The scary part is you still got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison over there. A big play can happen just like that, And we saw it in the first game. McCarthy looked like total crap the whole first 3 quarters. He gets a big play to Justin Jefferson. Now he's in a rhythm. Confidence is up. They come back and win the game.
Yeah, and by hearing their names, it doesn't necessarily mean a sack or tackle for loss. Those help. But what you mentioned, which was perfect, is getting quarterback off his spot, throwing his timing off. I want to throw it, but shit, I gotta scramble because now there's a big 300-pound mug in my face and I gotta move. Now that can distort the angle that I have for a receiver who could have been open. Okay, or maybe he's not open at all because of that anymore. So yeah, they got to be disruptive. Was a great term that you used, because if we can get him disruptive, we can get JJ moving. I think we're going to be a lot better off. Talk to you about the secondary. All right, talk to me about the secondary. Kyler Gordon probably won't be back this week. Tyreek Stevenson was on the injury list, but he was a full participant the other day, so he's straight. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Talk to me. Let's go with him. How big of an impact has he made, and with his play, but also his attitude in the locker room and on the field with his new team?
Oh, huge. As much as everybody, he's known as a jerk and an asshole and all that. You know what? I think defenses need some of that.
Yeah, they do.
Tougher defenses need some of that. And let's be totally honest, when Kyler Gordon went out, they were a little soft. The secondary seemed to get a little soft, especially those corners. Terry Stevenson, he's a talker, he's a trash talker. But when you have somebody like CJ who can't only talk it, he can back it with his play. See, that's the thing. Like, for all the attitude and all that, when the guy's on the field, he's balled out every way he's went, regardless of his attitude, what they say his attitude is, or he starts trouble on the field. But I think the impact's been huge because the Kyler Gordon did so many things, even though he's been on the field limited time this season. CJ can, I'm gonna say, just as good as Kyler Gordon.
I would agree. I would say just as good, if not better, because he's familiar with this system.
Yes, yes, and he's done it longer. I mean, he's been around for a long time. So
he's got Dennis Allen's trust. Obviously, he obviously has his trust.
Yeah, Dennis Allen. Yeah, he knows him very well. So you need that playmaker, and I think that's what was lacking as far as the corners. Even though Tyrese Stevenson and I always forget 26 name.
Shawn. Right?
Yeah, right. And Wright, I mean, a consistent playmaker. I know that, like, Wright will make a play here and there, but he'd give it up on like a hook on Saturday night too. We all know that. But for the most part, CJ is a consistent playmaker in that secondary, which is what was missing when Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson both went out. So I'm definitely excited to see him. And I listened to him speak. He got the game ball last week in the locker room. They do the camera thing in the locker room. And how humbled he seemed. He seemed very humble. He seemed appreciative. He said, man, I was at home. I've been home the last 2 months. So he's taking advantage of it. And sometimes, you need that humbling experience to make you appreciate what you have. And it pushes him because he got to ball out. Because he knows Kyler Gordon's coming back. He wants to continue his NFL career. So he's gonna continue to play hard. He's gonna make plays. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do Sunday.
I think you said it right. The humbling of him. And that caught me too. And he was like, man, I was at home. Yeah. Like you could I had his voice cracked. That would have been like the perfect thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because but that's where he was going. And you don't realize how fast and how fragile this is, because you're in a moment, you're making millions, you're doing this, and that shit goes like this. Yep. And what he's doing right now is you mentioned it, you hit it right in the head. He's extending his career because somebody else is going to want him. Yep. If the Bears don't re-sign him, which I don't know, I don't see why they would, but if they don't, another team gonna re-sign him, and now you added, because those $1 million. Not a couple $1 million in 9 months, that doesn't happen in real world. You know what I mean? Right. Not too often. Yeah. And that lifestyle that you've lived, and your girlfriend lived, or your wife lived, or your family lived, and your kids lived, you want to extend that as long as you can before Father Time says it's time. Yeah.
He's gotten something that every athlete dreams of, and that's a second chance.
Yeah.
That's a second chance, and hearing him talk, he knows it. Yeah. Some people just are so arrogant, like whatever, but
I deserve it. No.
Yeah. He knows it. I think he's gonna keep taking advantage of this. And he seems like a smart guy. He knows Kyler Gordon's back there. He knows when Gordon gets back, that Gordon's gonna his snaps are gonna probably be limited, or they're gonna have to use him some other ways. So he's gonna take advantage as long as he's out there. And knowing that Kyler Gordon is just on the heels of coming back, I can really see him balling out Sunday. I can see him balling.
Well, they might not be, because don't forget, Kyler Gordon played outside at Washington. He played outside. So because you don't want to take, because he brings that attitude, he brings the knowledge of the defense, he brings that savvy veteran presence, brings that swag and that shit talking asshole attitude that defenses need.
Yeah.
And as good as Kyler is, Kyler doesn't bring that type of energy. You know what I mean? He don't bring that type of energy. CJ Gardner-Johnson has it. Don't be surprised if they say, hey, Jalen, take your time coming back. All right, we'll put Kyler on the outside. We'll leave CJ Gardner-Johnson on the inside. All right, and we'll just play that. Because I think that's how it's going to go. And I think that's going to be a key to our success, is not getting that energy that he has off the field. That's got to stay on the field.
And that's what we would, that was what we call creating one of those good problems.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good problem to have. If you make that coach have to make a decision to put Kyler on the outside, or now you have that option, as long as Jalen keeps trending on coming back, now you're putting pressure on Nashawn Wright, hey, don't keep giving up big plays, because they pick on him. They pick on Nashawn Wright a lot. So he's gonna have to continue to make plays as well. And that pushes everyone else's level up. Like we just mentioned, Nashawn Wright, knowing CJ coming in, creating this problem, you want to get Kyler Gordon on the field. Now everybody feel like I got to step my game up so I can stay on this field. If I want to continue to get snaps, I got to make plays. I got to make plays.
As much shit as I give Ryan Poles, and I give him a lot, he has done what he said he was going to do, and that's create competition. Look what he did to Darnell Wright. They drafted Ozzie Trapillo, and we'll put him on the left. Well, he can't really play left. That means he only got one other spot to play, and that's right tackle. Darnell, what you on? What you on?
Yeah.
And he was like, hold my beer. It's contract year for me. Hold my beer. And the competition brought out the best in him. The competition is going to bring out the best in Nashawn Wright. And it better. It better because we need it, because you're one play away from getting thrown in that game. One play away. No, Shawn, he's out. Kyler Gordon tweaked his whatever. You're in again. You know what I mean? So I have to give Ryan Poles a lot of credit for the level of competition he's brought in at some positions. I want more, but I can't. I have to give him his due. If I'm gonna bust his balls when I think he's not doing his job well, I got to give him credit for when he does do well, and I have to give him his props for creating competition, especially because it's turned Darnell Wright into a monster. Every single freaking person, locally and nationally. The guy we just had on before you, who lives in Minnesota, covers the Viking. He was like, I am completely impressed with him. I wasn't impressed with him initially, but that dude is a monster now.
If you remember, the O-line coach called him out in camp.
Yeah, he did.
O-line coach called him out in camp. So I think you're seeing the Ben Johnson effect, the culture change, everything. I think the talent was always there. I don't necessarily. I know Poles, we question his drafts. It's not necessarily these guys aren't talented, but when you start talking about a coaching staff that can bring out the best in guys, hold them accountable, like you said, create that competition, let them know, hey, look, I don't care who you are, where you were drafted, if you're not playing well, you're going to get benched. No one thought Braxton Jones would get benched for a non-draft pick. I mean,
the Canadian Eagle. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like that. That young man played his way to a starting left tackle spot and possibly a contract. We know left tackle is a prime position. He's setting himself up for a hell of a raise.
Yeah.
It may not be top. May not be top, top 5 in the league, but still, you're talking about from an undrafted guy that had to fight to make the team to the starting left tackle on a possible playoff team. I think you did pretty good, but I don't think that happens under last year's regime, under Eberflus and that staff. It just doesn't. So I think everything we're seeing with the player Darnell Wright, even with you talked about creating a competition, even with Swift, you see what he did when he came back once he saw Monanga. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, let me step it up myself. Now he's trying to run through guys. So, when you create this type of culture, it's going to be, sustainable winning. You're going to be able to, because everybody who comes in is going to get in line. You're going to get in line right away. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. We give Poles a hard time, but I think the guys he drafted is talent there, but now you got a staff that can develop them. And with this culture, you're going to get the best out of them.
And that's to us as Bear fans. That's the most important part, is the development part. Yeah. All right. We've had a couple of really good quarterbacks. The last few, they just weren't developed properly. And you don't grow, you don't flourish. You see my guy Justin still doing the same shit that he was doing here. All right. And it's not that he's not talented, It's just he's got another offense. He's got another rookie play caller in New York. Come on, man. You can't keep giving guys rookie play callers and then everywhere they go get another rookie play caller. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's in Caleb Williams is in a great spot with a guy who's a savant, an offensive play calling savant, and it's just a perfect marriage. They fit well, and this is why I think Caleb is going to take us to heights we haven't seen in about 20 years, back to the Super Bowl in pretty soon. Talk to me about the matchup. This is Caleb's 4th time against Brian Flores. Brian Flores is 3-0, okay, against Caleb. But Ben Johnson has Brian Flores' number. Right. How do you think this matchup goes this time? Because you've seen this guy 3 times now, Caleb. All right. Last year, okay, you were probably maybe overwhelmed. But this year, you had him. Yeah. All right. We just couldn't control it. We kept the defense out there a little too long. Run game wasn't where it was supposed to be. The front 5 hadn't gelled. It's a different story now. How do you see this matchup, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams versus Brian Flores and his defense?
I feel pretty good about it because technically, like from game 1 to now, this is a totally different Bears team. This offense is totally different. So I like we saw it was early on, and I think Ben and Caleb were still kind of getting a feel for each other the first game of the year. It feels like now, they're kind of on the same page. I love the fact how Ben kind of knows when to let them loose. It's like keep them in, keep them kind of tuned in, but then know when to let them loose. The hope is that Flores just feels like he has Caleb's numbers, going to keep doing the same thing he's always done. Now you actually have a play caller who knows how to counter, who knows how to make adjustments, and hopefully that comes into play. Let's see how the play calling is different. You can't just go in there with that ego like, yeah, well, I beat you 3 times. Well, I beat you when I was in Detroit. I can beat you again. No, you have to see how he's been playing Caleb and why he's had success, why his defense has had success against Caleb, and you got to counter and adjust. And I think Ben Johnson's the guy to do it. So I like the matchup in favor of the Bears this time around.
I do too, because I don't think Ben Johnson overlooks anybody. I don't think he rests on his laurels, and I think to echo your sentiment that you said early on, Caleb is grown. This team is completely different. So he's got more people follow him. He's had some success, and that's the way you get real confidence is through success. You can sit there and say, I'm this, I'm that, but until you actually succeed and on a consistent basis, that's when you truly believe. That's when the confidence comes in. That's where the swagger comes in. That's where the belief in. And when it's emanating from you, your teammates know it. You played basketball. When that dude that you saw that you kind of wrote off, but all of a sudden he came back next year and you, what'd you do this summer?
Yeah.
He worked on his body, he worked on his left hand, he worked on his jumper, he worked on this, and all of a sudden he came back with confidence because in the summer league he was playing and he had success. Yeah. Caleb is having success. And talk to me about his late game drives and how that helps the team. They call him the Iceman now. Not to be confused with Richard Kuklinski,
right, not the serial killer. Right.
The mob hitman, but they call him the Iceman. How cool is that for us to have a Joe Cool, so to speak, in crunch time?
You know what? I can't remember the last time we had a quarterback, and I was a Jay Cutler fan. I can't remember last time we had a quarterback to when the Bears are down, or a score.
Or 2.
I wasn't really worried. Right, or 2. I wasn't that worried, And we even, as we all watched the game in the shops, because a lot of guys get together, like games that you typically felt like over the years, here's another loss with 6 minutes left. Now everybody's like, we got it. We got this game. We're not worried about it at all. Mm-hmm. And you can see the team is feeling it. And let's be totally honest. This is how Caleb career broke out in Oklahoma to come back against Texas. Yep. Right? He came in like this is what he's been known to do. But now, when you get the belief of, not just your teammates, but the coaching staff. When you got a hard-nosed coach like Ben Johnson who loves his system and is considered like this offensive genius, when he tells you go be great, that's a boost of confidence. And just listening to them being mic'd up, even going into this Giants and to the the last 5 minutes of this Giants game, guys were like, hey, go win us this game. You got this. Yep. And it's always been in them, but when you get everybody else believing it, we're no longer waiting for the turnover or the take the sack. Like this is real. You do it 4 times. Some quarterbacks don't do it 4 times in a career, let alone a season. Yeah. So, he's showing this is what he's made of. He's made for the moment. I think we all would like to see him be a little more consistent throughout the game, though. Because let's be told now, we kind of the cardiac kids right now, playing it tight, coming back, winning games, blowing leads, this, that, and other. We really have only had one full game, and that was the Dallas game. Yeah. Complete from start to finish. And I would love to see that. That's going to probably not this week because on top of it being a division game, it's just a tight matchup with Minnesota. But, yeah, if Caleb could do that, but like I said, if it's close, I believe in Caleb, and I think everybody else does. The national media talking about him. Hell, Chris Canty gave him props. I listened to their show. Man, this dude, Colin Cowherd, took a whole 360.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he was ready to. He was talking about them getting rid of him next season, because he wasn't Ben Johnson's guy. So I think everybody believes. The important part of this, though, is that Caleb stays humble enough. He's not getting big-headed. And I even noticed when he got that game ball last week with him as well.
First thing he said was,
yep, my line. He gave it to his O-line. He gave props to his O-line. And he's always ready for the next one. And that's like,
this is for all of us. He goes, I got it, but this is for all of us. And he went down and mentioned people, and that's a freaking leader. I'm never going to be all Caleb like some people, but he's playing well, and I will give him his props when deserved, and then some. And he's deserving them. He's deserving of them right now, and his trajectory. How excited are you to be? And I know we're here, and people. I know some of my guys hate when I say this, but how excited are you for the start of the 2026 season when Caleb's not learning a new offense, when Rome's not learning a new offense, when the offensive line has played together for 17 games, when Colston Love is not learning a new offense? How excited are you for that when Caleb has a much better grasp of this offense, when Ben Johnson has a lot more confidence in him? Because Ben Johnson has already said, we're seeing the same things. We're seeing the same things. That's a lot. And I thought, right on the same time, I don't know if you remember, I said right around week 10. After week 10 is what I want to see. Well, guess what? We're in week 11 now. Yep. We're in week 11. So I'm excited for the future, but I'm 10 toes down now because, man, we win Sunday. Eagles win Sunday. Who the hell would have thunk it, Lefty? Thunk it, Lefty.
With 7 games left.
Yes.
With 7 games left. This is the position you want to be in. Control your own destiny.
After 0-2. After an 0-2 start.
After 0-2. This is all you can ask for at this point in the season, over halfway through the season, is to be in control of your own destiny. And, you don't need a bunch of help and a bunch of miracles to happen. If you go out there and do your thing and play well, you're going to succeed. You're going to get to where you want to be. As far as how excited I am for 2026, on a scale from 0 to 100, about 140, 150. yeah, because you know what? It's something about when, especially for quarterbacks, when the mental catches up with the physical.
When the light goes on. Yeah, everything slows down.
Everything slow because the physical is there. We see what Caleb can do physically. The kid can throw the rock a mile. He can escape pass rushes. He can scramble. He can do all that. But when that mental catches up, and that's what's I think is going to happen, especially next year. We're starting to see it a little bit now. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of it Sunday. But by next year, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. We could be talking about a Bears quarterback in the top tier of the league. We're not gonna go as far as say it's gonna be Mahomes or Josh Allen and nothing like that next year, but he could be up there in that upper echelon of the league. Yeah. continue to be on his way. And like you said, when Ben Johnson saying he's starting to see it, Caleb's starting to see it how he sees it. You gotta be excited. You gotta be excited for the future.
And guys, we're on with Damani Pugh, Mr. 5. It's Mr. 5 o'clock somewhere. From the Smoke Fellas. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. The guy we had on right before you, Tyler Forness, he covers the Vikings for A to Z Sports, and he was saying he said the same thing. He's like, Caleb can make these amazing plays. He goes, but if he gets patient, if he starts hitting those slants, hitting those comebacks, hitting those curls, and starting to hit and get everything underneath, he said his game is going to go to another level. And I'm like, dude, I can't believe you said it. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Be like, and he said it's comparison. He goes, go look at Patrick Mahomes in 2018 versus now. Patrick Mahomes didn't play in a lot of structure. Well, he played in structure in college, but he ran around a lot.
Yeah.
And now, man, and after he lost to Cheetah when he went to Miami, man, he was dinking and dunking. And how many times we see Kelsey? He ain't throwing the bomb to Kelsey. He's getting first downs with Kelsey. I need 6. Kelsey's at 7. I need 4. Kelsey's at 5. And he hits them. Boom, 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 boom. Turn it around, hand the ball off. Kelsey. Now he's got some. He's got some more speed with him. But now he's learned to take what defenses give you, understands what they're trying to do to take you away. And once he understands what they're trying to take away, then he understands what they can't take away, because you can't take away everything. So they're giving me this. I'm taking that until they stop it. When they make an adjustment, I want to make an adjustment, and that's why he's so damn good. Caleb is on that trajectory.
Yep.
Caleb is on that trajectory of understanding, and that's why I asked you what about this matchup. This is the 4th time he's facing Flores. Ben Johnson doesn't like losing. I know he was really happy with his record against Flores. He's pissed about the first game. I'm thinking this could be a really, really big a coming out game for Caleb, and not by throwing for 500 yards, but by taking what they give them and beating them by the things that they can't cover. And that is when we as Bear fans should be over the moon at that point, bro.
It's the thing that drives us crazy in basketball, right? When you see somebody pass up a layup and kick it out for a 3, it drives us nuts, right? It's because it's like
nobody there.
That's not how the game should be played, right? Oh, I got a layup, but this man's sitting out here, and I mean, you hit it right on the head. That's what you want to see from Caleb. The layups. It's just as simple as that. Take those layups, extend those drives, and not try to force it. I think the part, and I think the challenge with Ben Johnson, I think what he's doing a great job of, is you never want to strip a player what makes him special.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like Caleb, that the whole generational talk and all that was due to some of those physical traits, his escapability and things, his ability to throw on the run. Those were the things that had him labeled generational. Now, but even though the concerns with him playing within structure, you can see how Ben Johnson's kind of leveling that off, but still at the same time, okay, kid, go be special.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do what made you the number 1 overall pick, but do some things my way, and some of those things are going to be taking those layups, taking those intermediate passes. That's why I brought up Colston Loveland over 50 prop parlay. I want $5 if you win. I want $5 if you win. If you win, I'm telling you, use those tight ends, man. I'm telling you, Loveland and Komet could be his best friend. I know Rome is right now, but you got to blow off Rome Daddy and his mouth and what he's talking about. Take those tight ends. You're gonna be able to, I think you can really eat this Vikings defense up in the middle of that field.
I think you're so right. I think you're so right, because they're just mismatches. Cole 6'5", Coastal London 6'7". Come on, man.
Yeah.
Linebackers ain't even 6'7". You know what I mean? A quarterback, like who else is 6'7", 6'5" on the team? You know what I mean? Not no one in the 2nd and 3rd level, maybe a linebacker. But Cole's a little more athletic than most linebackers. So
yeah,
it's
even if a zone find a soft spot in a man, post them up. Yeah, sit, post them. Get them on your back. Like in basketball, get them on your back, throw it in here.
Yeah.
And take those. Don't be afraid to take those. And that's, like you said, that's we're gonna see when he starts to do that consistently, we're gonna see this his career is gonna skyrocket, man. It's gonna be something special here in Chicago.
I couldn't agree more, and I'm all for it. I hope he finally understands, how to play the position. I know Ben's helping him with it. Just once he grows, once the maturity comes, all right, because we see it with just about all quarterbacks. They're young and wild and reckless. They're just so full of testosterone, and and this is a thinking man's game, and people forget about it because of all the brutality and the violence. But this is a thinking man's game, and when you start thinking more, Caleb's gonna take us to new heights, man. And you know what? I'm really, really looking forward to it. Hey, my man, do me a favor. Great stuff, but do me a favor. Let everybody know where they can find you online.
Oh man, okay. You catch me on Facebook, of course, at Damani Pugh. That's my full name. You can catch me on Instagram, LeanMartin_623. If you want to know what Lean Martin means, we'll discuss it later. DM me. I'll let you know where the name came from. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. And of course, every other Saturday morning, you can find me right here in Sports Zone Chicago with the fellas, Humidor Sports and Cigars.
Cool. You guys will be there Sunday, aren't you? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh, yes. We'll be at the Brandon Iron Sunday, man. Pre, post, half, and post, right? All three? Yeah. We'll definitely be there Sunday. So, man, looking forward. Come on out. We had a great time last time. A great time. And hopefully, and the hope is this time we're not watching a blowout, because that was a Detroit game last time.
That was the Detroit, yeah. They're up 7-0 before we had the TVs on.
Right. Well, hopefully it's the other way around. So we can really party. Really party. But yeah, if you guys come on out. We're gonna be there. Be great to meet some of the guys that we chat with online all the time, man. So come on out, join us.
Dude, great stuff, man. I will see you on Sunday, bro.
All right, bro. See you Sunday.
Thank you. Guy, that's Lucky Lefty. Damani Pugh from the Smoke Fellas. 1, Sunday's going to be insane. 2, do not forget. And I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here because I already told you guys on Monday. But SportsZoneChicago.com. Sports Zone Chicago swag shop launches today. That's just for that's for social media. You guys, because I love you guys, because you show me nothing but mad, crazy love and support. I opened it up for you on Monday. It's been live since, but I just wanted to kind of hype it up and get people excited about it. Sports Zone Chicago swag shop launches today. SportsZoneChicago.com. SportsZoneChicago.com. Man, you see the hoodies. Get your Bears Victory Monday t-shirt. Get your Sports Zone Chicago t-shirts. Get your FGB t-shirt. Get your FGB hats. Get your Cigar Fanatic t-shirts. Women, we have Cigar Fanatic shirts for you as well. If you like cigars, all right, there's a lot of women who do. And how do I know this? Because there are a lot of women's cigar clubs in and around the city and the nation. Partying with the Smoke Fellas, man, we went down to Indy last year for the Bears game. Holy cow. We met up with a lot of smoking groups, cigar groups, and women cigar groups. I was like, holy sheets. So there's a lot of them. We sell them, and we sell them for women as well. The women's cut. All right. So make sure you order your Sports Zone Chicago swag. All right. Wear it to the game. Wear it out in public. Let everybody know where you got it. And when you see, if you see it, all you who follow me on Facebook, do me a favor. Do me a big favor. All right. Just repost it. Whatever the it's gonna be a little slideshow, little movie, little thing. All right, just repost it if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate it big time. And I really want to get this out because I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we have. And no, that was last year. Junior. Last year we were in Indy. We're not going to Indy anymore. Patty Larry's checking in. My man the Plankster checked in. My man Ked's in the building. The Canuck is in the house. King Booker World checked in. Good stuff, man. I didn't get a chance to say hi to you guys. We had guests on. Black Diamond in the house. And you know what? Black Diamond said he'll see us on Sunday. So I look forward to hanging out with you again on Sunday, Black Diamond. Mr. Shorty is in the house again. The Plankster, Junior, Patty, Shawn, and everybody else who just lurking and doesn't say hi. Say hi, man. Say hi, people. Say hi. All right, Monica Jeremiah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. She's a great show, Theo Shawn. Thanks. Have an awesome day and weekend. Likewise. My niece, Monica. What up, Theo? Living the life, mommy. Living the life. But yeah, I'm excited about Sports Zone Chicago swag. All right, I'm excited about the watch party. It is going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. If you guys can make it out, I highly suggest you make it out. Man, I highly suggest you make it out. It is going to be fun. And especially if the Bears win, woo-wee. Man. We were there last time. Black Diamond and I were there. Had a couple shots. Did we have a couple shots? Oh, I started drinking after. That's what. Because I don't drink. I'm not drinking during the whole thing because, I do a pre, half, and post. And I don't want to be too, silly and unprofessional. After the game, post-game show. Yeah. Then come have a drink, have a shot with your boy. It's going to be on and popping. But it's a big win is what we're looking for. And I'm excited about where this team is. I'm excited about where they're going. I'm excited about Ben Johnson being our head coach. All right. And I'm excited about the culture he's created in this organization, throughout the organization, because it is a phenomenal culture for these men to partake in, to play in. And it's just, man, it's just going to be, I'm excited. So again, Sunday, Branding Iron, 7036 South Harlem. Okay, it's right outside of SeatGeek Stadium. Make sure you get there early. I'm telling you, it's going to sell out. I was there last week. It was getting more and more crowded. If you need a table, want me to reserve you a table, call me. Let me know how many people you have. I can reserve you a table. All right, it's going to get live. And then once again, SportsZoneChicago.com swag shop. SportsZoneChicago.com swag shop is up and running. And I'm really excited about some of the stuff that we have going. I'm excited for a lot of this stuff that we have going. I really, really am. And order some stuff, get your swag. All right. Wear it. People say, where'd you get it from? We're about it. So good stuff. Well, listen, here is, let's see. Yeah, let's beat him. My man, Foulmouth Chris in the house. What's up, Chris? Man, hope you can make it on Sunday, Papa. That'd be dope. Be good to see you, hang out with you again. All right. Tell Nick, tell Terrence to come on down. I know he's kind of detoxing from Colombia and everything. Tell him to come on down and spend some time with his boy and watching the Bears victory. This is going to be fun. Let me see this. Okay. Let's not forget the Bulls. So it was really weird that there was no game for 2 days. That was really crazy. For the Bulls, they're at Utah on Sunday. Okay, tip-off is 7 p.m. Sunday night. You can catch that game on CHSN, Chicago Sports Network, or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. The Blackhawks play tomorrow. They host the Toronto Maple Leafs at the United Center. Puck drop is at 6 o'clock. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 720 a.m. So that's what it is. And then obviously, so Sunday, the Bears at noon, Bulls at 7. Tomorrow, Blackhawks at 6. Yeah, because they're in Eastern Time. All right. Listen, I want to thank my guests, Tyler Forness, for coming on from A to Z Sports. I appreciate him coming on, talking, giving us a Vikings perspective of the matchup on Sunday. And I want to thank my guy, Damani Pugh, all right, Lucky Lefty, or Mr. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, for coming on, talking Bears with us. Always good to talk to my guys. Shawn, Bears 28, Vikings 1, a -1. -1. Oh man, guys, have a phenomenal. There we go. Have a phenomenal day. Have a phenomenal week. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be 60. It's 60 degrees right now. Just looking at the bottom of my computer, it's 60 degrees now. It's gonna be a 61-degree day, 62-degree day. Enjoy it. It falls off the table tomorrow into the 40s, and this might be the last 60-degree day for the year 2025. Do you believe we have less than 2 weeks? Today is Black Friday. 2 weeks from today is Black Friday. Isn't that crazy? Which means we have less than 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. It's crazy. Crazy. Man, this year's going by really fast. And a lot of the things, we're doing a lot of stuff that I really wanted to get in with Sports Zone Chicago. We got our swag shop up. And I hope you guys liked a lot of the stuff that we have. Go order it. Christmas is coming up. All right, make sure you get your orders for your peoples, for you and your people. And wow. So Black Diamond, you have Minnesota winning, huh? 27-13 the Vikings. Okay. I remember you saying something yesterday, or you just think that it's good. It would, the Bears have a tough shot, huh? Tough one. Okay. Well, sir, I hope you are wrong. Hope you were wrong in your prediction, because I want us to party. And I'm coming from a party the night before. I'll be coming from a good friend of ours, Mina Junior's. A good friend of mine and Junior's. It's her 50th birthday, so I'll be coming from Rosemont, right to Branding Iron. So listen, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Enjoy it. Enjoy the weather. Get out there. Have a walk today. Go walk around the block. Go walk to the store. Get out there. Enjoy this probably last 60-degree day of 2025. All right. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. Hey, I say that all the time. Okay. But here's a perfect chance for you to meet up with your people. Come on out to the Branding Iron on Sunday. Doors open at 11. All right, the pregame show is going to be about 11:30, 11:40 up until kickoff. All right, and it's going to be a great time to meet up, to hang out with your people. All right, and watch the Bears win. I'm telling you, both parties will be extremely, extremely happy that one of you reached out, and you be that person that reaches out. All right. So, my mom lost a good friend. I don't know if I told you. She lost her mentor. The lady taught my mom in high school. And she died. She was 103, 104. And my mom was a little upset, obviously. She looked at her as like a second mom. So she lost her on Wednesday. She got a call. And she didn't go to CrossFit on Wednesday because she was having a tough time. All right. My mom's known her for 65 years, give or take. All right. And even that comes to an end. So you just never know. All right. And my man Junior just lost one of his teammates from college as well. So you just never know. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right, folks, let me get out of here. I'm going to go pick her up because she did go to CrossFit today. She's ready to roll. I'll pick her up, come back. I ain't doing a God bless the thing today because I got a big party Friday and I have a huge event with us on Saturday. And don't forget, we're going to be selling gear. So if you're there, all right, if you don't win a raffle, all right, because we're going to give out some stuff at the end of each quarter. We'll have swag there for you to buy on site. Okay. And I know get your FGB shirts, get your FGB hats. It's going to be dope. Thank you, Patty. Show me love you, Shawn. I love you too, Patty. I love you guys. You guys have been nothing but awesome to me since 1997. How crazy that is. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Have a phenomenal weekend. Everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, have a great weekend. Boy, the SuperBack. I am out.
Come on, place the place. to you.